What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Wars in the Stars, Episode 5.
Sorry.
This guy always messes my intro up.
Sorry.
It's a running joke now. Always takes a drink and always messes it up. Okay.
Sorry.
Uh, yeah, welcome to
You
Episode
make me
5.
so thirsty.
Okay, I
Sorry.
might have. Okay. Episode 5, Wars in the Stars. We're going to talk about Bad Batch Episode 2. Give some predictions about where the show's going to go. And we're going to talk about how pretty much all of the Andor show has leaked,
Yep.
and we pretty much have a whole episode leaked. Alex, tell us how your day's been, and what did you think of the episode?
Well, I've been mostly sick the entire day, or the entire week. Not sick like I don't have COVID or anything. I have a cold, but that's what happens when you work a job where you're swimming most of the day. But yeah, it's been good. I didn't do any 3 a.m. watching for Bad Batch. Woke up at about 8, watched it. I'm sorry, I didn't have the energy to watch it. But yeah, I thought the episode was fine. We're going to talk about some issues I have with the show so far. Some very continuing things. And things I hope they don't continue doing. But other than that, I mean, it was a fun episode. It was a needed slower episode than the last episode, where it was almost action the entire episode. So, how about you?
Yeah, I thought it was great. I would say great. I thought it was fine. It served its purpose. Obviously, as a Clone Wars stan, uh, it was great to see Cutler Quain.
Yeah.
We haven't seen him since season 2. He looked awesome in the new animation. I can't remember. Sue LeQuain, that's her name. Obviously, it was cool to see the kids again. I love that episode of the Clone Wars, The Deserter. Yeah, and I also loved the aspect of the Empire, just seeing how
Yes.
quickly Palpatine's plans are coming to fruition, even on Outer Rim planets. It's really interesting to see how, like this, the clones become my most hated characters in the show.
Right.
And they don't have much dialogue, but just by the way they act, just by having their mere helmets on, it just subtleties, and I think that's what I like about the show. I guess my only complaints, I said it today. Um, Omega didn't. I didn't really like her this episode. I don't know what it was. Uh, the dirt thing. I'm like, okay, I understand what you're going for here. It's a little too.
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
I thought it was fine. I thought it was fine. The ball one, I was like, okay, this is like she got a ball thrown at her, and
It's like I said, I'm gonna talk about it here in a sec.
yeah, I know what you get into, but I didn't mind it. I will say, I might be a sucker for it, but the dynamic between Hunter and Omega is a great part of the show. And Hunter's character arc is just spectacular. I also like Tech and Echo a lot in this episode. Them two working together was great. Wrecker didn't do much. Just fine with that. No Crosshair. I think the next episode will definitely focus on him a lot. But yeah, overall it was fine. It didn't do anything out of this world. And I know you're eager to get to your point about the Mandalorian and the Bad Batch. I'll let you go there first because I agree.
It doesn't go just as far as the Bad Batch. It also goes into Rebels.
I agree with you to an extent, but I'll let you elaborate here.
Something that ever since Rebels, Disney's had a problem with these shows is they're repeating storylines beat for beat. And this episode was almost an exact just reanimation of Chapter 4, The Sanctuary from The Mandalorian Season 1. It was almost beat for beat the same thing. Main character has child, brings them to an outer world, wants them to stay there or stay with the people because he doesn't feel like he's ready or he's able to take care of the child. and the child deserves a better life, but then the child ends up staying with the person with the main character anyways. It's the same repeated and overdone thing. I mean, look at like even I can take it to Rebels. Kanan didn't feel like he was worthy to teach Ezra. He hears wind of another person who can do it, so he goes to teach him, and then ends up teaching him anyways. It's the same repeated plot thread that we're going over time and time again. New adorable little characters obsessed with a ball. You know, it's things like that. It's just like we're kind of treading same waters, and it really feels like Dave has run out of ideas. Because it's
Wow,
like
that's a hot take.
it does. Like here's the thing: is he's really good at developing characters and making us love and care for these characters, but he's doing the same things to make us love them. Like what Omega was doing today or
If it's
in this
if it's
episode
if
is
it's
the same
broke, don't
thing.
fix it.
I guess so. I mean, and I'm not saying I like dislike the show. I'm like, oh, this sucks. It's just the same thing. No, it's obviously doing different approaches to that, same thing that we were
You
seeing in The
just
Mandalorian and Rebels.
you don't like the premise.
No, I don't like that it's doing the same thing. My hope is that these next episodes stop doing that. My whole thing with the show is I want more sequel tie-ins and I want more Mando tie-ins. Not like I don't want like Omega to be a Palpatine clone. Just small little things tie us further down the timeline. It can go past sequels. It can go whatever.
The
Mando,
interconnected universe.
yeah, because like there are no tie-ins from the Clone Wars TV show to Rebels or to the sequels, but there's sequel tie-ins to the Clone Wars. If you get where I'm going at.
Correct.
So that's my whole problem with the show so far, is that it's the same plot as The Mandalorian. Like for all we know, next episode, a big spider is going to attack Hunter and Omega, and we're going to repeat that same episode from season 2. And that's the other thing is I don't want Rex to have like that Bo-Katan introduction where, all seems lost and Omega's about to die, and then Rex and like Wolf and Gregor come down and save him. Like I don't want that. Like that. Like if they do that, then I'm instantly going to say the show's bad because it's uninspired. It's uninspired. It's like again, it feels like it's like here's the Mandalorian. Like here it is on your poster. Slap the Bad Batch on it. New. It's like no, I want new storylines.
So I guess my take on it is I understand. I was listening to somebody talk about it today, how the premise is the same, but I don't get the vibe. I think there's a very different vibe between Grogu and Mando than it is Omega and Hunter. To me, Omega obviously can talk, which is a massive difference. Grogu, obviously we know Grogu has the Force, but it's a hit or miss type of thing. Omega has been proven to be capable of getting out of difficult situations already. I also believe that it's not a father-son. It's more of a brotherhood type of situation. Like I don't think it's really. I get more of a big sister.
The reason why I don't agree with that is it was Cut or Sue's line of you have to remember she's not a soldier. So that's why I don't get the brother to brother thing. I get the son to daughter or son to son, or father to son because he's now having to remember she's not a soldier like he is. Just like Mando's having to remember with Grogu, that's not your mission anymore, or he's not your bounty anymore. He's your mission to return to the Jedi or to keep or to take care of.
Yeah, and Hunter, unlike or Mando, unlike Hunter, had an objective with the child. His objective was to return it. Hunter's just like, I have this child. What the hell do I do with it? Mando doesn't get that until afterwards when he decides to save Grogu. So like there is definitely differences. I understand that the premise is the same, but I think the Bad Batch, excuse me, and Mando have totally two different audiences.
Oh yeah. And I'm not saying they're like, they're copy paste, there are things that are almost exact replicas of each other, but it's like you said, they're completely different vibes. There are major stark differences. Like again, Omega can talk and move properly, Grogu can't. And so it's like there are differences and there are similarities, but you see, it's the outline of the episodes that are the same, not more or less the character stories. It's like
Yeah.
again, main character goes to out or backwater planet and decides to leave child with people who live there, and child doesn't end up living there and goes back with the main character. It's like you see the repeated plot thread
I
because again,
really, I honestly really thought for a second they kind of sold me on it. I really thought that they were gonna.
nah, I was like,
No, I did too, but I'm like, you know what? Filoni would be a genius here if Omega went with Cut for a little bit.
yeah, I was
And
watching Element's reaction to the episode. He was like, "This is sort of like the Grogu thing. Like, how does the show continue without Omega?" It's like I don't feel that way at all about Omega. I feel like the show
nah,
can continue greatly without her.
yeah, and I really don't think that. I honestly believe that the writers and directors of the show know that it kind of mirrors The Mandalorian, and I definitely think this show is going to be the perfect Star Wars show. It's going to take aspects from all three of the projects we've had so far, the major ones. Clone Wars. It definitely has the vibe of the Clone Wars. I definitely think it has the almost like the family, the found family aspect of Rebels,
Mm,
and then we got the daughter, father son relationship with our main hero
yep.
and the kid. So I definitely think, and I think like Rebels, it's going to give us individual episodes while
Mm,
still focusing
yeah.
mainly on Hunter and Omega. They're definitely marketing the show as Hunter and Omega's show, but these four characters or these other characters, yeah, four characters, Crosshair being the villain, they're gonna have their own individual arcs that are important. Like I would have doubt when Rex shows up, it's a more centric
Mm,
Echo arc because Echo
yeah.
has a relationship with Rex. So it doesn't bother me, and I think the Mandalorian formula works. I don't mind seeing an animation. The show is like I said, like George Lucas said, Star Wars is made for 9 to 12-year-olds, and
Yeah.
this is what a 9 to 12-year-old would eat up. I don't mind it. It's cool to see a Clone Wars character. I will say, it kind of relies somewhat on nostalgia. If you don't know who Cut LaQuaid is,
Yep.
I think you would be really confused about why people are talking about him. Because there was just a throwaway line where Tech is like, "Oh, he's a deserter," and I'd be like, "Well, that's pretty interesting. A deserter. They don't
Mm.
you know." And then I will say it's really funny that one clone is just like, "Huh, you kind of look like me." I'm like, you wouldn't press some more on it. He looks identical to you. You see
Yeah.
yourself in the mirror any day, and you don't
Yeah.
see anything wrong
You
with it.
kind of look like me.
Uh,
Maybe our eyes are like shaped the same. It's like no,
I
dude. He's a
honestly,
he's a mirror of you.
I honestly heard somebody talking about it. I think the inhibitor chips inhibit the clone's abilities. Like they can't hit anything now. The
Yeah.
inhibitor chips just made them suck.
Like it was bad. Like the only thing that they really technically hit was that clone that grabbed Omega. Like that's the
True.
only thing they got. Like that's the only thing they got close to like hitting, and he hit a child.
Well, plus our heroes can't get like hit every episode, but they were missing
Yeah.
bad. Like they were.
Oh yeah. Like I mean, in comparison to like I guess like I mean obviously he's the main villain, but Crosshair man almost never misses a shot unless it's
No.
against the Bad Batch. Like people say plot armor, but sorry. Every time I like die from it,
This guy's dying.
like it's literal plot armor because they can't hit their targets. No,
Yeah,
I'm joking.
but
It's not like plot armor like that. But yeah, I mean like I agree with your whole thing about Cut. I definitely think they should have put more into who he was. Now I'm not saying like we should have gotten a whole like recap of the episode that he's in or episodes. I don't remember off the top of my head. But
yeah,
I definitely think like, oh, he's a random deserter. Cool. Who is he? Like, oh, he's a clone that has a family. Is this uncommon? Well, of course you'd go to. Of course, if you watch the episode, you'd know. Yeah, that's like extremely uncommon.
Right.
Like, not many have even succeeded deserting. He's one that's actually succeeded, has a family, and has a home. So,
Because the thing is, there's a Jedi that's killed on Seleucami in Revenge
yeah.
of the Sith. And I really wish they would have some more detail on
Wait,
his inhibitor chip.
who?
The person on the speeder bike
Oh
with
yeah,
Ao,
I
Commander
was
Io. A.
yeah, I was gonna say. I thought you were gonna talk about Aayla Secura. I was like, wrong
No,
planet. That's
no, but
Felucia.
yeah, but yeah, I'm like, I guess I really think that Cut like Rex, Cut and Rex are kind of I would say similar like personalities, but they kind of have the same like free thinking minds. Where I think Cut has been away from it for so long that the chip has just kind of like worn out. It just doesn't. It's like Rex for a second, it didn't work, but for me, Cut has been away from fighting for so long that it wouldn't have like
Yep.
ramifications.
See, one thing that I popped for that I don't know if many other did, the Nexu showing up.
Yeah, I didn't even notice it until somebody told me. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I guess
I
I
was
didn't.
like, holy crap, that's a Nexu right there. I think the Nexu should kill Omega.
Oh Jesus.
No, I'm joking. Like Omega, like in comparison to Grogu, like Grogu's the one person like if Grogu gets almost like killed or almost hurt, the person dies. Like
Grogu is just like adorable. It's gonna take me like Omega's like just like a 10-year-old who I'm
yeah,
like, okay,
that's the
who
thing is be different to Grogu. Grogu doesn't have like full control of his body. He's half the time he's in his own different world.
yeah.
Omega, we know, has a good shot, all that stuff, like good with instincts. How Omega, couldn't defend herself against that Nexu, beyond me. The Nexu should
I
have just pounced on her.
I don't understand how she watches the girls throw the ball and then she's like, oh, I'm just gonna let this thing go by me. She's
Yeah,
just
she's
like
like, what do I do? What did she say? Like, didn't she ask, what was that supposed to accomplish?
yeah, something
I
like
was
that.
like, bro, I legit said, this bitch just asked that. What do you mean?
I think she's an okay kid. I think she's fine.
Oh no. It was definitely like really? Is that rhetorical? Was that a rhetorical question?
I just the thing I'm worried about is please don't be a force sensitive clone. Please
Yeah,
don't do that.
I'd be iffy about it. I mean, if it's force sensitive, then I feel like this has to be a tie into Palpatine and the
Doesn't
sequels.
it kind of like undermine what we're doing here, or I don't know. I mean, does it make Palpatine look stupid in the Rise of Skywalker, or
It,
like
it
what's up?
really like if it is like a force sensitive clone, it really does make Palpatine look stupid.
We can't be doing that.
Like yeah, like here's the thing: is when you make Palpatine look stupid, you have to make him look stupid because of a flaw in his plan, not because he didn't understand something.
Like the Death Star.
Yeah, like the Death Star. But like you don't get that with Omega being force sensitive. I would just like to think she's just all of the Bad Batch's abilities in one.
I really think she is. I think that'd be
Like
perfect.
it makes the most
She's
sense.
the perfect. She's the perfect clone. She's the
Exactly.
perfect clone.
It's like you not only won, you answer the question of why the Kaminoans were so invested in her, and you answer two, what's her purpose? Why is she so important to the story? Other than the fact she's a kid.
I have no idea why she was made, but I would like to think that the Kaminoans um don't like Palpatine or something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
maybe because everyone keeps saying Palpatine, I'm like, no. What
I
is
don't see
giving
any
you that?
resemblance though to like Palpatine though.
No, not that, but like Palpatine has something I'm like, what in the show has hinted at that? The
Oh, I've
Kaminoans.
I've also seen some very bad theories about it being Rey's mom.
Oh,
It's like
please,
it's
God
like
no.
it's like guys, I want sequel tie-ins to this, but please
God
don't
no.
please don't give like unbearable sequel tie-ins where it's like, like whole
Yeah.
pre or sequel plot points are explained in the show. It's like
Plus,
give like cool little like if you know you know if you don't you don't.
oh, you know what would be cool if Omega's like genetic defect, where she ages like 3 or 4 times faster, and as she ages, she catches up to Hunter in
Yeah.
years, or something crazy like that.
Hmm.
Make the character like we know she's super powerful. We get that already.
Hmm.
I can't. I don't want. Listen, I love the Mandalorian, and I love almost everything about it. I think the show is at its best when it doesn't focus on Force users. When it just has those moments with them, like moments with Ahsoka, that moment with Luke. I don't want the Bad Batch to just become Omega Force sensitive, save them
Hmm.
every time. Like even with Grogu, Grogu is hit or miss. We don't know what that thing is gonna do.
You're right.
Uh, like I don't want because Omega is we have established this character is intelligent. This
Mm.
character knows what she's doing. If she has the Force and she figures out how to use it, we're screwed. The show's just gonna be like it's not gonna be entertaining.
It's probably just going to be like either the Mandalorian or Rebels all over again. Like if
I
it's
want
like
the show to stand
Rebels,
on its own,
yeah. If it's like because if we go with
and I
that
think
plot
it has a
line
chance to
of
do that.
yeah, because if we go with that whole she's force sensitive, well then it's probably going to be the same plot line as the Mandalorian. Well, we need to return you to the Jedi so you can get trained. It's like again, not to beat a dead horse. Just stop repeating plot lines. There's so
And
many.
it's gonna be Ahsoka. I'm gonna
Yeah,
take you to Ahsoka Tano. You
again,
hate
like
Ahsoka. You hate us. I'm
I
joking.
don't hate Ahsoka. Like,
She's gonna be
dude,
in the show. You know that.
I
She's
feel
if
she has to be. She has to be. Like maybe like we know she can't be in an episode with Rex. Like she can't be in the same place as Rex.
no.
But
Uh
she has to be in this, dude. She just
we don't
has to be.
we don't think that at least I don't think Ahsoka was with Rex on Saleucami, right? We just think that they went their own separate ways.
Yeah, so we know that they went their own separate ways for about
Yeah.
15 years until they meet in Rebels.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the
That
only thing we know. And
I
the other
that makes
thing
sense.
that I want to ask: do you think that we could see Caleb Doom pop up again?
Yeah.
I,
Actually,
I
yes.
I honestly think we do too.
I
I
think
don't
it
know
would make
how we see it, but
Crosshair. Crosshair trying to kill him.
ooh, do you think it could be like a finale thing, like he wants to finish the job and Hunter kills Crosshair doing it, or do you think Crosshair becomes a show wide villain into season 2?
So Kanan says that he learns about the inhibitor chip,
Yeah,
right? He says so
yeah. He
I'd like
said,
it.
yeah. He finds out about it. Like he says, like or it turned out one day that they had chips that made them do it.
I'd like I'd like it to be a moment where they get Crosshair back just before he's about to kill Kanan,
Mm-hmm.
and like Hunter and them try to get him to come, but again he leaves like he does in Order 66.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. I don't think they're now that you say that, I don't think they're done with Kanan because I think we need that context. And at
Yeah,
that moment in Rebels when he talks to Ezra would be much more fleshed out and we'd have the
yeah.
backstory on that. I think that would make sense. I yeah, now that you say that, I love that idea.
I mean, it could also,
Without Freddie Prince Jr. doing the voice, of
yeah.
course, but
Well, no, he'd probably be doing this, but
yeah,
um, you could even go as far to like have Hunter like not corner him because that'd be scary, but having be like, well, they had chips in their head. They're chips. It made them do it. They're robots now. Uh, I don't know. It's like that scene in Rebels though. I feel like never needed fleshed out, but it's a thing that I was so happy got fleshed out. Like
yeah,
I'm so hyped that they're like doing Rebels tie-ins. So because there hasn't been many Rebels tie-ins. Like yeah, the Ghost has appeared a few times in places, but there's never been any mention of Kanan or Hera or Sabine. Like that's the other question. Do you think we'll see any other Ghost crew members? Like obviously Ezra's gonna be a no. Sabine's gonna be a no. They're too young to show up. I mean, Kanan was pretty young, but Ezra's on Lothal. I don't see us visiting
I could see
Lothal.
Ryloth being in the show. I could
I
see
do.
Ryloth. So is Hera? still with Chom at this point, correct?
She should be.
Okay, I could see Ryloth. I could definitely see Ryloth. It would make a lot of sense. Ryloth is a big planet during the Clone Wars, so
Yep, and it's a
and the
huge place during the Empire.
yes, we have the whole Lords of the Sith novel basically there, where like Vader like flies through space and goes
Yeah,
nuts. Yeah, I could see Ryloth. I could see a lot of things with this show. There was even rumor that the Bad Batch saved Grogu at some point. Don't want to see that. If
yeah,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
yeah. Don't want that. I mean, uh,
Mostly because they don't want to see Grogu in animation. I would
yeah,
just
I
get
feel like that'd be really weird, especially because he's gonna be younger. So it's like I don't know if I
like
want
how
smaller
much
Grogu.
smaller would Grogu be?
I
Like
mean, yeah,
Grogu is
he's only like this. He's only like this big on camera. What are you gonna make him do like this big? Yeah. So I know there's not a whole lot to talk about this episode. I mean, I will talk about one dynamic that I really do like, and I was really worried about, and that's Echo and Tech. They're almost
yes.
identical, both smart characters, but I actually like their dynamic that Crosshair's kind of like in the background doing stuff, and Echo's kind of like in the front lines, sneaking around doing stuff. Like, sure, Tech can do almost anything Echo can, but Echo's smoother at it. He's
He's an
an
art
experienced.
trooper.
Yeah, he's an art trooper. He's a developed trooper, and he's been through a lot. I mean, clearly with all the battles he's went through, all the stuff on Skako Minor. So it's like he's an experienced person. He's an experienced trooper, and now that he's able to be a scomp link basically for everything, maybe that's something else that I want to see. I think. Oh no, I was gonna say maybe in like almost every animated show, someone like puts a scomp link into a reader and it like zaps them. Like, what would happen to Echo? Like, would that kill him?
No, that's awful.
Like, would
That's
it kill him
awful.
because like basically he's an entire like computer as a person?
I'm gonna be honest. Every time I see him do it, I'm like, oh, it's just like an R2 droid doing it. I'm like, that's human. Put it as thing. And
Yeah, like
I'm just
if
like,
you think about it, that also gets rid of the main characters needing a droid because you have your R2s or you have your choppers.
I will say, the end scene with Wrecker doing push-ups with the Gawk droid is
That was
just
awesome.
that was funny. I
That was
was like,
awesome. And another thing that's going on with the show is Wrecker is still just not funny. I'm having trouble with like.
I think Tech is the most funny.
Yes, I thought before Crosshair turned, I thought Crosshair was the funniest. His
Yeah,
like
because
his like
Crosshair was just a
sarcastic,
jerk.
yeah, his sarcastic like dickhead remarks to everyone. I was like, bro, you and Tony Stark would get along.
No.
Yeah, I think they would. They'd be best friends.
It's just the problem is you have to hit with these characters, these strong like Drax works for me. I laugh at a lot of Drax's
Yep.
lines. Hulk and Ragnarok specifically, pretty funny. Wrecker is like it's
Yeah.
like
He's like
sometimes I do like what I do like about Wrecker is how he has the Lola doll and how he's afraid of heights and stuff. Like
yeah.
that stuff's good. That stuff's good.
Bro, I remember when they have that episode in Clone Wars when he said he was afraid of heights. I was like, what if someone just went up to him with like that? Like, bro, why do I keep imagining all the worst things happening to clones?
You hate clones.
These
That's
poor clones, I'm just imagining the worst things happening to them. But you say one bad thing about Ezra, and I'll jump through the monitor and we'll have a real fight.
He's gonna die. Okay.
Hopefully he does. Ezra
I will say this. What are they gonna do with the Bad Batch? They can't live. They can't live through the Empire. They just can't. We have to have them die.
I don't want them to be a part of the rebellion. I don't want them to be a part of that. I feel like there's too many clones now.
There's too many characters now.
Well, I don't think that's the problem.
No, what if next year we're talking like the Bad Batch live action during the time of the Mandalorian? Please enjoy this with like old ass clones.
See, like I don't want that. Like Boba and Rex are the only clones I want alive during that time.
How do you? Okay, yeah. Let's speculate on the next episode. The next episode is titled "Replacements," and the Bad Batch are stuck on a desolate moon. I believe this episode is going to be Crosshair centric. It's It's going to focus heavily on Crosshair and him forming his own team and then eventually catching up to the Bad Batch. I don't think the Bad Batch is going to meet anyone of significance. Uh, Maybe it's the Trandoshan that we see in that new TV spot. I don't know. Um, but I
I
don't
mean,
think Rex is not going to be for a while. They
yeah,
can wait on that.
I don't think Rex. I thought if Rex was going to be introduced, he was going to be in episode 2
I will
or
say, I
later
will
on.
say, I will say, it should have been Rex and Cut.
Yes. Again, it felt really like, oh, you missed Rex by a day.
So stupid. I hated that. I was
You
like,
should have just
really?
said like a week or a month, like something, like something.
But it's
Like,
kind of weird that it seems like Rex just stopped there. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna stop here. I'm not gonna stay here. I'm just gonna stop.
yeah, like where's he
But
gonna go? Where's he gonna go? Like,
he'll
yeah,
find his way.
I guess we gotta. I mean, eventually he's gonna get to where he was in Rebels, but like, okay,
I don't think that's for a while, honestly.
yeah, that's not for a long time. So like, what did he do? He just be like, "Hey, Cut, remember me? All right, bye bye. Gotta go."
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I will say this about Cut. I'm glad it seems like he's gonna live happily ever after safely.
he's the
Um,
one clone that I honestly wanted to die because I felt that could have been a true motivating factor. I didn't want him to die because he's a clone. I wanted it to
you
be
did.
like no, I wanted him to die because like not a true sacrificial way, you know.
I don't think it would have made sense for his character.
Not now, but like later on down the line, I would want that.
Maybe.
But
But
like,
I feel like, yeah, I
let me
feel
let
like
me ask you this, okay? Do you
okay.
think we'll see Cut again?
Uh maybe not.
I don't think we will, and I
Mostly
think.
because Mostly
Oh,
because I feel like Dave's like, okay, Cut LaQuaine. It's been since 2009. I did the math on this, guys. 2009. Cut LaQuaine was introduced 12 years ago.
yep,
I was 5 when they introduced Cut LaQuaine. 5 years or 6 years old
yeah, that
when
was
they
5.
introduced Cut LaQuaine. I liked him. I did like
Yeah.
him. I remember, and I still like him now. But he's not a. It will. I would be interested, maybe like I guess see what happens. Maybe when the kids are older. But I want Cut to raise the kids first. Let him
Yeah.
have his happy moment.
Uh,
Maybe
I will
maybe
say now
yeah.
though, seeing Cut's kids and comparing them to Jason Sandula is so scary, dude. Jason is ugly as a child.
Jason's terrified.
He's
I
so
always get
ugly.
I get terrified. It's just that like a child with green hair, and it's like
His
damn. It's like
beady eyes.
the Joker. The Joker
Yes,
is
Joker as a kid. Which, like, I guess we could like speculate about that later on about Jason and
he
why,
should be in Rangers. Should be in Rangers, I think. If
and
Hare's the
he'd be about like 10 years old though.
oh,
So
actually,
no,
yeah,
he'd be like
he'd be
8 years old. He was like 2 years old or 3 years old at the end of that Rebels thing.
yeah, he'd be 7, about
Yeah,
7ish.
7 or 8. But I think we should talk about why did Cut have Twilight babies and why did Hera have a human
Those
baby?
are those are cuts. Those aren't Cut's biological kids.
Aren't they? I thought they
No,
were.
no. Cut meets Sue during the Clone War. Sue already has those kids.
Then maybe we should ask the real question: why did Hera have a human baby? Yeah, she fucked a human guy,
I
but like,
I don't want to get into Star Wars biology. That's for
bro,
another day.
remember when the whole conversation is how did Palpatine F?
Or when
That's
did he?
why, or when did he? That was the real thing. Was when, not how. When?
This dude, like who? Who would date that?
Obviously me.
I guess he has a lot of money. He does have a lot of money.
He was the emperor, so it's like, what are you gonna say? No to him?
No.
That's like
Okay
if
then.
Bill Gates was like, "Do you want to come to my house?" No. Bill Gates could
No.
buy me. He could buy 30,000 of me. Like, I mean, like, I remember that whole time for the Star Wars fandom. That was the biggest question coming out of the Rise of
I will
Skywalker.
say, I'm gonna
Is who
say
did he
this.
F?
I'm gonna say this: the time period between the Last Jedi and the Rise of Skywalker was the worst time to ever be a Star Wars fan. That was just like you thought.
Mm,
Yes, talks like it was,
prequels. That was terrible. Have you not
yeah.
seen the music video?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I have.
Okay,
But
then you know how it is.
no, but
Or you know it
2017,
was.
2017 between 2019 was
Nope.
Lucasfilm. You suck. Okay. No, I'm
Lucasfilm
joking.
sucked during 1999 and 2005, and it sucked during 2015 2019.
Yeah, I've had. Yeah,
Like, here's the thing: is like Rogue Squadron is an oddball movie to come back with. We already talked about this, I think, like 2 episodes ago.
yeah.
If
It's a lot of
Rogue,
odd shows too.
yeah, like Lando. Did we really need a Lando show?
Wow, of course it goes to Lando first. Why you hating my guy Donald Glover?
Whoa,
Come on now.
whoa, whoa! All right, I'll go to another show. Bad
Andor.
Batch.
Bad Batch makes sense. Andor.
What? Why does the Bad Batch make sense?
Clone Wars. Everyone loves the Clone Wars, except for you. You don't.
So what you're telling me is Disney is relying on nostalgia.
That's what it's. Besides the Mandalorian, which is original and unique and different, why not? If the Clone Wars works, I really don't think the Bad Batch is just a direct. It takes premises from all three shows. It's the best of all three of the Disney of the Star Wars projects. It's pretty much Clone Wars characters.
It's Clone Wars season 8.
It's Rebels' family aspect, brotherhood, sisterhood, and it's the father-son, Mandalorian. The father-daughter, excuse me. Omega is a girl. Yeah, I think it's perfect. And I'm not even a big fan of Rebels. I've been hard on that show, but I like the family aspect.
Yeah. So what you're saying is it's just Mando season 3, Clone Wars season 8, and Rebel season 5.
If you want to call it that, yeah, sure, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I'm obviously picking on the Bad Batch, but I don't think it needed a whole show. If you want my honesty,
I did.
Let's see.
Did,
Out of all of the shows,
did we need to see the Mandalorian? I mean, I could say that, like, oh, I
no,
didn't like.
we didn't
okay.
need to see the Mandalorian,
and it's literally the number one. It's literally still talked about now. It's like the top thing in pop culture.
It's like,
anytime
here's the thing: is let's talk about this argument of did we need this? This gets brought up with the sequels a lot. Did we need the sequels?
No, we didn't.
But let me also ask you this: did we need any sequel? Did we need Empire Strikes Back? I'm sorry, the true thing. Did we need Holiday Special to Bad Batch? Did we need? Keyword there is, did we need any of it? A New Hope was a successful film.
I think if A New Hope was left on its own, I think it'd be great.
Exactly. We didn't need anything else, but we got it.
Okay,
to be
we got it.
appreciative.
Okay, here's my thing with. I'm not going to give myself a.
See?
No, I'm just gonna say this.
What?
The story of Star Wars, in my opinion, is the story of Anakin Skywalker, the Skywalker saga. Episode 9 is marketed as the end of the Skywalker saga.
Correct.
If you want to market it as that, have some tie-ins to the prequel trilogy.
It had a lot of prequel Jedi in it.
Oh, wow.
We went to Mustafar.
Wow, Mustafar, 2 seconds, and it had trees. Who would have known that's Mustafar if you didn't read the book?
There was no book. It was a VR experience.
Yeah, VR,
and it wasn't even meant to be Mustafar.
Yeah. And then we had Palpatine, and I remember somebody like next to us like, how is this guy alive? I'm like, I don't know, buddy. Don't ask me.
You should read the books.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I should turn the guy in the theater and be like, yeah, read the damn book, bro. Yeah, read the book.
Exactly.
You gotta start reading these books now, man. Come on now.
Every other person that I hear, like, from these things, every theater I went to, Force Awakens to the midnight premiere of Rogue One, Last Jedi, Solo, and Rise of Skywalker. I've had nothing but amazing theater experiences. Like every time there was a meme in the Rise of Skywalker, like a prequel callback meme, everybody cheered for it, bro. Everybody cheered for it. When Kylo killed Snoke in Last Jedi, like the theater was so loud. The
My, I
that
think my best theater experience was Solo, basically because nobody was there, and me and my dad were just loving it. We were like, "This is a
see
great movie." I was
see
like, "This is just
that's the
great
thing.
movie."
That's the thing is like I think I literally almost all of my friends that I talked to, they talk about how bad their theater experience was when seeing these movies. I was like, that's probably why you don't fucking like them.
The Last Jedi was bad. I remember walking out of the theater,
Mm-mm.
and the guy. I distinctly remember him talking about Luke Skywalker and saying, "What the hell was that?" And I had the same exact thoughts, like,
Mm-mm.
"What?"
Literally, dude, everybody like when Snoke died, bro. I've never heard a louder reaction from a theater.
Plus, I will say this, but this is gonna be my last thing about the Last Jedi. The worst humor in all of Star Wars.
Yes, I
Besides
agree with that. I agree with that.
Ryan
Driest
Johnson,
humor of
can
all time.
Ryan Johnson cannot write comedy. I'm sorry,
That's
Ryan.
that's why we
I
need Russo brothers.
listen. The
James Gunn.
Poe. I haven't watched the Last Jedi in like a couple of years. The Poe.
Opening scene
When
with Hugs. With Hux flying to
I
the
think at that,
dreadnought.
and then when Luke throws this, I don't like the when Luke throws the saber. I'm like, you could
And
have done it a little differently. I'm like, we're off to. I'm like,
let me tell
this
you,
is. I
I,
remember. I remember my distinct reaction. Like, this might be Phantom Menace 2.0, and
let me tell you. So I had gone to the bathroom before the credits started rolling. I had come back in the middle of that scene. I thought it was like a gag thing that they had put because like at the beginning of the Force Awakens, like we had one of those. Like
yeah,
for my theater, we had like a little like it wasn't supposed to be like it was a part of the movie. It was like it ended and said, "Now enjoy Star Wars: The Force Awakens." I literally thought, "Oh, we're getting another one of those," and then 2 hours later, I was like, "Is the movie over?" I was like, the opening scene. It's gotten better every time I've watched it, but I was just like, when I first watched, it, I was like, "That's not a part of the movie, right?" I
it's
was
just
the
I don't want
general
to.
hugs. It was like, "Wow, you're
I
funny."
I don't want to talk about the Last Jedi.
I'm sorry,
Okay,
you took Hux from one of the scariest speeches in Star Wars to throwing him on the floor.
it's just progressively worse
Mm.
every movie.
Like JJ, bro, could have redeemed that man so hard in Rise of
Finn
Skywalker.
gets worse every movie, and I love
See,
John
here's the thing:
Boyega.
loved him in 7, loved him in 8. Don't know what happened in 9. Don't know what JJ was doing with 9. Literally, there was so much that you could have picked up from him in
The
9.
only characters who get better or consistently good are your two main characters. I like Poe in 7, and I even like him in 8. Episode 9, what the hell, man? We
Bro.
got
It's bad because like JJ, I'm telling you, he is a director who's like when you look at things and you don't squint hard enough at the details.
I'm not gonna blame JJ. I'm gonna blame Lucasfilm because they were just reactionary as hell. They saw what happened with The Last Jedi and they were reactionary and they got
No,
scared and
I
they
wouldn't
tried to
even
make
I wouldn't even say the
service.
reactionary part. I wouldn't even say the reactionary part. I would say they're just behind the scene process for these movies was just not it. It's like with the whole Colin Trevorrow situation, with the whole
Oh,
Solo fiasco, Rogue
I get
One,
I get frustrated every time I look at Duel of the Fates and I'm like, if Duel of the Fates is episode 9,
and Duel of the Face didn't look like a good script to me. I was bored reading that script.
it was a finish, but just having Finn leading a
Oh
rebellion
yeah, I mean,
on Coruscant, just
yeah,
having Coruscant,
yeah.
Mortis. You talk about ending the Skywalker saga.
I wouldn't have liked
That's how,
Mortis. I wouldn't have
that's how
liked
you do it.
Mortis.
I wouldn't even have minded it.
The
That's how you
reason
do it,
why I
though.
wouldn't have liked
You
Mortis is,
tie everything in. What is the Rise of Skywalker have anything to do with the prequels besides having Palpatine?
I mean, it's not even like Palpatine. Like that movie has so many problems, other than like the weird prequel memes like throw-ins. Like I say
Dark.
I love 7 and 8. Like they're some of my favorite movies. I don't know why JJ like just didn't try with episode 9. I don't know why he was just like eh. Like the thing is like I'm telling you, JJ could have easily made that movie 4 hours, and it could have easily been the best Star Wars movie.
It goes down. It might be my least favorite movie, just because
No, it's one of my least favorites because like you can't
at
tell
least
me that
the
that
difference.
Endgame
Yeah,
happened and then the Rise of Skywalker happened.
well, Marvel knows what they're doing, so
Yeah,
they market better. Look at Loki.
Endgame was okay. The more I
Look
watch
at
Endgame, the more
look
I
at
don't like
Loki.
it. Loki's
Look
had a
at
lot of
Loki.
good promo, I will say.
They're taking a chance. They're like, we got
Yep.
some data that shows us here that people are going to watch on a Wednesday.
And
You know
yeah,
why?
it got moved
You
back
know
from the
why?
11.
You know why? Because the Loki, ever since it's been announced, actually has been the most, by data, the most anticipated Disney Plus Marvel project. And it's mine too. It's
Yeah,
my
it
most.
wasn't mine.
I know he's not a Tom Hiddleston stan,
No,
and
I
that's
love Tom
okay.
Hiddleston, but the man dies too much and then comes back to life. Like,
Because his character's awesome. Loki, God of Mischief.
his character is overdone. Like, I love Loki, love Tom Hiddleston. He should have just died in Thor. He should have just died in Dark World. He should have just
No,
died in
because
Ragnar.
his
And
story gets progressively better every single time.
the thing was, dude, was the
His death
fact.
to Thanos is perfect. It's
Yes,
just perfect.
but here's the thing: when I watched his death for the first time, watching Infinity War, I was like, he's gonna come back to life. And then guess what happened? He has a whole new show about him.
Yeah, but it's not him. It's a different. It's a
It's
variant.
Loki, which we're
It's
where
a
we're gonna be seeing multiple Lokis. So, which that's what excites me about Loki. I know we're not gonna. I
Lady
know we shouldn't
Loki.
be. Not even that.
Okay.
I like that we're gonna see the alternate timeline where he won in New York. Sorry to go off on the Marvel
Okay.
spiel.
All right. Let's talk about how pretty much all of Andor has leaked.
This show, dude. That show. What a show.
What do you have anything to say about I love how I think it's the most Star Wars thing or Lucasfilm thing to ever happen.
I like the
That
costumes.
yeah, dude. The day after May the 4th, we literally get a
Everything.
whole everything. All right. I guess I kind of want to share for the audience if they haven't seen it already. I want to share this video of a man in a motion capture suit, as you can see, dragging somebody, and in the background of the shot, there is Diego Luna, presumably helping some people out. So let's watch this.
Oh, I've never seen the I never am able to see the Diego Luna in this.
He's in the background somewhere here. It's carrying two people. I just noticed now that person that they'd. Where is?
Look at that! Like, dude, why are you filming so publicly?
It's odd.
Look at him! Look how beautiful he is.
He is a good. Okay, that's the same post I just had. Yeah, this is a great shot right here of Diego Luna. I like his outfit.
He does look younger in this, which is weird.
Well, it makes sense. He is.
Well, no, yeah, I know, but it's like it looks like he just lost like 10 years.
I think this looks. Well, here's the thing: where it's filming is like in a public space. That's what I was reading on Twitter. They're just filming in a public space.
Yeah, which makes no sense. I like how it has the Rise of Skywalker, the Mandalorian, Daisy Ridley, Ahsoka.
Well, they're just tagging a bunch of things. I love this shot right here because he's very obviously tried to get his way around a stupid shore trooper. And he's like, yo.
I'm surprised by the lack of green screen. Like, by the water.
That's a good thing. I think they're actually going to use the water. The water is the...
I think they should.
I love how...
memes. Baby Yoda memes is the final hashtag. Sorry.
I think it's kind of funny how Cassian seems to like tropical planets a lot. I can presume this is a tropical planet. Yeah, he dies on Scarif. How poetic.
Oh yeah, you know what else died on Scarif? Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2.
Okay, that's a good joke. We got the shore troopers here.
One of my favorite stormtroopers, must say.
They do look cool. This guy's
Look how
posted.
just beautiful that armor is.
It seems like there's
Whoa.
like a vendor. This is like a vendor
I
of
haven't
some
seen
type.
these before. I've seen other ones where, like, I've seen other versions of them. I've never seen this before.
This is really cool. And then this is like it's obviously some type of tropical planet. As we can see, this lady is wearing
Yep.
something unique. Yeah, I'm.
Is
This
he
looks
holding a
awesome.
menu? It looked like he was holding a menu.
Right here.
Yeah, what is he holding? The short trooper.
Oh, that's a blaster. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's a
Really?
blaster. Yeah,
I don't think that's a blaster. I
I
don't think
like
it's.
this. I like this one too. Just like,
Look, he's looking at the camera. He's looking at the camera. He's like, "Are you recording me?"
oh, whoops! I
Look at you. Look at you go.
got some more short trooper and Diego
Ooh, is that a
Luna.
captain? Is that a captain short trooper?
And then we have this man in the motion capture. I don't know. I said this was a K2SO droid,
Yeah.
which would
I
make a lot of sense.
mean, it looks like it would be. They're tall enough.
We have
Ooh.
Diego Luna
See,
having makeup applied on him.
how is
Look
this
at how
happening?
look at how good these photos are too. By the way,
How
these are just like
how
grainy.
are you getting makeup pictures of
They're
them,
done filming here, by the way, but people know where they're going next somehow. I'm like, how is this
dude?
happening?
How? Literally how?
And then, I don't know if there's a video. I like this one, this short.
What is what? Bro, what was that?
And then there's this just a ginormous LED screen.
Oh my god. What is
So
that showing?
this is the funny thing. There's a video I don't know if I'm gonna find it, but uh, yeah. Talk about what you think about all these leaks right now, because I'm
I
gonna
think it's
try to.
absolutely embarrassing.
You do.
Yes, like we didn't did we have any leaks for WandaVision or Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Like
Yes, we had
like
some stuff.
like obviously we didn't have any for Bad Batch. Like that'd be concerning if we did. All right, any notable ones at least to me. Um, but dude, this is entire set leaks. Like this isn't like Kenobi where they just took pictures of the set. There are videos of the show being filmed. Like, dude, who's to know that they're gonna film an entire episode, and we're gonna have it early. Like, it's crazy how Disney's allowing these things to happen.
Yeah, so here's my thing with it. They're filming it in public. I
Yeah,
don't mind. It's Andor. It should have been more secluded, obviously. But like, guys, Lucasfilm, if you knew that you're going to film in the public, why not just release a picture of Cassian Andor just on May the
yeah,
4th? Like like now we know what his outfit looks like.
yeah. Like no trailers. No, like I will say, May 4th disappointed me. May 4th, massive disappointment. No
I think
trailers.
I think we
No
should have at
nothing.
least gotten a trailer.
Did we? I don't think we did. I don't remember one. I must have missed something very big
Okay,
if I missed an entire trailer.
oh, we didn't get a trailer.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay, I have video of this scene
Wait, 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 wait,
being
wait, wait,
filmed.
wait, 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 wait.
I have video of the whole scene being
Yeah,
filmed.
this is crazy. Okay.
I have it right here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thankful we're not getting as many with Kenobi, but Andor, dude.
Well,
But here's the
Kenobi
thing.
we
You
know where
know,
they're filming. So,
yeah,
all
you
right, here
know
we
my
go. Here's
stance on what's it called? You know my stance on spoiler culture. I think it's stupid, but or I'm sorry, not spoiler culture, leak culture. I don't understand why people want to leak stuff for people. But
I think it's cool because it just you speculate on stuff, and most of the
oh
time
yeah,
the leaks aren't always true, but it gets your brain going. The leakers have gotten a
look,
lot better. I will give them credit,
if this
but
leak is not true, we got problems.
Yeah, this is an Andor parody. This ain't the actual thing. Uh, all right, here we go.
New book of oh my god.
No, it meant to say Kenobi. Are we gonna get it? Here
How
we
do
go.
you mix up Book of Boba Fett and Kenobi?
Here we go. Oh, there's Cassian being lifted, violently choked.
Be Alan Tudyk. Be Alan Tudyk.
It's not. So here's the weird thing.
Why is
I want to
everyone
talk.
saying Webbish Bog in chat?
They were talking about Webbish Bog earlier.
Ooh.
So if I remember correctly, when they announced the Andor show, Alan Tudyk walked up on that stage. It is yes,
No.
Alan Tudyk walked up on stage in Celebration,
I
and
don't
now
remember
he's.
it getting announced at Celebration
It
though.
was,
I
and
remember it
now
getting announced at the Investor League or at the Investor.
no, the first sizzle, sizzle reel was at the Investor.
Okay, then wait. Then why would he say he's not a part of the show if he announced it?
Alan Tudyk walked on the stage, and he's not in the first
I'm
season.
looking this up because I do not believe that.
Okay, well, I'm telling you, that's fact. I do research
Hold
for
on.
this show, and yeah, Alvin Tudyk is not in the first season. Kind of disappointed, but
Oh my god,
because
Andor got announced in 2018.
yeah,
Oh my goodness. I did not remember it getting announced that far back.
yeah, it was Celebration 18, right?
Yeah. Hold on, I don't see anything regarding that.
I'm pretty sure Alan Tudyk walked on the stage with
Hold on.
Diego Luna.
Oh yeah, Disney Plus is getting like a lot of what's it called? Press during that time. Where can I find this?
Uh,
Where can I find this?
yeah. So, but basically, show is pretty low on my list.
Yeah.
I will say, I really think it's going to be the darkest Star Wars project. I need to see the dark side of the rebellion. Uh,
Oh my god. He was at there. It wasn't at the
yeah.
2018. It was at the 2019 D23 reveal. See, now this shit makes no sense. And why would Alan Tudyk say that he's not going to be a part of the show?
So I'm really confused. If this is Lucasfilm, you know what? Yeah, you know whatery. It's because here's the thing. One of the reasons I was excited for the show is because I like K2SO a lot. I
Yeah,
usually don't like droids. K2SO is actually enjoyable as a droid.
he's funny.
Like K2SO is probably second droid behind R2D2.
No, Chopper.
Chopper's annoying, man. Sorry, one of those droids.
Ow. You say that on Star Wars TikTok, and they'll go for you. They'll have your head on a plate.
I will say this: Star Wars TikTok, you gotta step your game up, man. You gotta talk about the Bad Batch more. These Marvel TikTokers know what's up.
See,
They,
bro,
they
that's all I see is Marvel TikTokers being like, "We have to wait so long for Loki. We got Bad Batch. What are you waiting for? Why are you waiting until June?" Which, hold on, doesn't Black Widow come out in June?
July,
Are you kidding?
actually 2 months.
Black Widow. When do you come out?
Too bad
July 9th.
too bad I am not very well. I like Scarlett Johansson, but
Here's the thing: is I was one of those people who was like, "Oh my god, this movie should have happened like 5 years ago," but then I forgot she was pregnant during that time. So you can't really
True.
have a Black Widow movie if Black Widow's like pregnant. You know?
Okay, we're getting off topic. We're not a Marvel account, man. But
We should
basically,
be.
no, we shouldn't be.
Yeah, we
Basically,
should.
Andor, excited for. The leaks are fine, cool. I really think that it's gonna be one of the darker shows.
Yep.
Because Rogue One's kind of dark, and I think Rogue One would have been darker if is it Gareth Edwards? Yeah,
Gareth Edwards.
Gareth.
Yep.
Yeah, if it was his full vision, I think that movie is extremely dark.
Well,
Uh,
I mean, it was a pretty dark film for not his full vision. All the main
I-
characters died.
Every character dies, and we literally see Vader, like pretty much like a slasher.
Yeah, I will say the one thing that pissed me off
If I was
about
a kid,
Rogue One.
if I was like an 8-year-old, I would have been terrified at that scene.
Like Rogue One goes pretty low in my ranking. Rogue One is one of those films. Like I have a bunch of
Pretty
films
high.
that I need to rewatch.
Pretty high. It's in the
What?
of films.
Mhm.
It's fifth.
Like for
Pretty
all the
high.
things, like I have a bunch of Marvel and Star Wars things I need to rewatch because I'm not so sure how I feel about them. Rogue One is definitely number one on that list because I don't know if I like it that much.
I will say, first and second act okay.
Boring.
The third act is
Great,
fantastic.
grade A Star Wars.
The third act, everything with the Empire is great. With Andor, I just want to see more of Cassian and what he hints at, how he's had
Yep.
to do dark things to get to that point in the
Which
rebellion. I want to see him.
let
I want to
me
see him.
let
I
me
want to
ask you
see him.
this. Okay.
Also, let me finish this.
Okay.
I also want to see him kind of have a hit or miss relationship with Mon Mothma,
Mm,
because I don't think he just like follows everything she says. I think I want to see a little bit more of a rogue Cassian Andor, and I
yeah.
also just want to see. I don't want Vader in this show. I don't
No.
want
No more Vader.
Palpatine.
Yeah.
Vader's going to show up at some point, obviously, because it's Vader. But I just want this to be a darker show. It has to be darker.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing with this show. I think we need to go farther back than Diego Luna Cassian. His line that he's been doing this since he was 6 years old. There's a lot to be desired for that.
Well, we could just see like flashbacks as him as a kid, like they do with Mando.
Yeah.
But
That's what I'm saying. Is like,
I don't need to see 7-year-old Diego Luna like a 70-year-old Cassian. Like I want to see an older Cassian.
of course, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, seeing some of the very bad things he's had to do since he was 6 years old. You know, what could be some of the things that like this show could need because typically when we see children in Star Wars, they're all clueless, need protecting. What if we have to see like 10-year-old Cassian kill someone in cold blood?
That'd
Like,
be insane.
like the thing is like I want Star Wars to go dark, and this is something that I was saying. Something that I don't like about Rogue One and that Darth Vader scene is now people are like, we need a rated R Darth Vader movie. No, we don't. What purpose? What purpose does that serve to Darth Vader, other than he's
Plus,
just brutal?
plus rated R, it's blood and gore. Blood and
Yeah,
gore really hasn't been part of Star
Star Wars.
Wars.
Like
Plus, I don't need.
A New Hope had it, but like,
I don't need Vader like cussing. Like I don't need to hear Vader swear. I'm like that's
like the thing is also is when you have rated R Darth Vader, it's like how are you gonna make him rated R? Like
right. That's
lightsabers
what I'm saying.
cauterize wounds. What are you gonna have him say? Like I will fucking kill your planet. Like what you can't. Vader's swearing is like hearing like a 10-year-old swear for the first time. It's the most awkward thing ever.
Doesn't make sense.
Like you can't make a rated R you can't make rated R Star Wars.
No.
Just the way the universe works, it just doesn't work.
You could do a bounty hunter story that's rated R.
What are you gonna have them do? Cut arms off with knives?
Could do, yeah, it could.
Which that's the other thing is like I know we're talking about Cassian, but Book of Boba Fett, maybe we could have a very dark, thing in there. I don't want Boba to die in Book of Boba Fett. I really think I don't honestly want Boba to die, period. But eventually he's gonna have to.
I wouldn't mind if Boba. I don't know what Boba's purpose is really. I think Boba. I think what I think of the Book of Boba, I pretty much think of it as almost like not like a Batman type of thing. Like he's gonna be like Boba's gonna want to fight crime again.
Yeah.
He's gonna want to fix things, and when he gets to a point like Christian Bale's Batman does, where he saves Gotham, I think Boba's gonna do something heroic, and he's gonna be like, "I'm done. I don't want to do that." Yeah, maybe that wouldn't be bad.
Like, here's the thing: is like with Book of Boba Fett, there's so many things that we have answered from Boba Fett's side of the Mandalorian. Is Cobb Vanth still alive? because
Yeah,
he knows who Din got the armor from.
it's very odd to me that Boba didn't go after Cobb. Very
Yeah,
odd to me.
very weird. I feel like he didn't go after Cobb because he knew that he would basically be outmatched. Like Cobb very much knew his way around the
I am
gear.
100%. I am 100% positive that Boba would have taken him out just by seeing him with the
Mm.
gaffy stick. I'm 100% confident
That's
he would have
okay.
taken him
That's
out.
someone with a gaffy stick with Beskar armor. You take that gaffy stick against the Beskar armor, you might knock the person down.
But we could definitely tell the difference between Boba knew that armor. Like when Boba puts it back on,
Well,
that armor.
so did Cobb. Cobb, as soon as he
Wow,
got the armor,
Cobb knows how to do the launchy thingy. Boba knew how to use knee missiles.
well,
I
we
didn't even
don't
know
know
that
if
they.
we didn't know if Cobb knew he had knee missiles.
I don't know. I will say Timothy Oliphant did a great job as Cobb Vanth, and I
I was
love.
really disappointed. He was only in one episode, must say. Really
He'll
disappointed
be
only in one
back. He'll be
episode.
back, 100%.
I feel like he has to be, but then
Our,
the
yeah,
question is if he comes back,
as a
where
friend or
was
foe.
he? Yeah,
As a
where
friend or foe.
was he for the rest of the
I
Mandalorian?
think Boba just didn't want the armor to leave the planet and just waiting for a right moment.
But then he let it leave the planet. Why not go after the Razor
Right, but he
Crest?
was always watching it.
Yeah, it again, it made no sense. Why not
He
just go
saw
after
Cobb
Cobb?
was. I think it's again going to the idea that Boba's character has changed.
Yeah.
He's not a deadly mercenary anymore. He's
Well,
a
the other thing that I have to ask is what turned Boba good? Was it surviving the
uh
Sarlacc? Because I
yes.
don't I don't think it was because he basically threatened Grogu. He was like he threatened Din was like if you make even a mark on me, I have a
No,
sharpshooter who
no, no,
would
no. I
kill the
think
kid.
I think he was pleading with
No,
man.
I
He
don't
was
think
just
he was.
no.
With especially with someone like Fennec Shand, he was being serious.
Grogu
Yes. What does he matter to Boba or Fennec?
reminds him of Django and his relationship.
No.
But the thing is I really think that Boba was a changed man before because it's really odd that he would just let a man who is protecting a town presumably of 25 to 50 people have his armor. And Boba
Well,
has
again,
the slave
I
one.
think I think this was the thing of he was outmatched by Cobb. Cobb clearly knew his
That's
way
pretty
around the
stupid.
armor.
I'm gonna be honest. That's pretty stupid to say because
No, I don't think it is
we
because
have established literal visual media of him with a gaffy stick, literally decapitating. I know the
again,
stormtroopers, but
they're faceless stormtroopers who went
plus
through
Boba
terrible
knows
training,
the armor. Boba knows the armor. He knows the strengths
but
and
so does
weaknesses.
Cobb. Cobb clearly
I
does
don't think
too.
Cobb does. I think Cobb knows some stuff.
Cobb
I
was
don't think
shot
Cobb.
with the armor on. So it's I don't think I think
The
no,
disrespect of Boba Fett.
I don't think that. And I literally think it was the fact that he saw the attachment that Din had to Grogu, that he was unfazed by his ship being destroyed. Which, by the way, I must say, when the Razor Crest got destroyed, my mouth was on the floor,
I was sad.
drop.
I love that ship.
And then, not to mention, bro, I was like, how did the ball survive? How did the ball survive?
Fate.
Was it Beskar? The Beskar staff survived. Nah, I mean, what I was really sad about, the pulse rifle got destroyed. I
Yes, I
was
love that thing.
pissed. I was like, one of his best weapons is gone.
I also like the scene where Boba's just like, he's like, I am Boba Fett. I just love Tim Morrison's voice. He presses the button. He's like, I am Boba Fett. So you can see. See, here's the thing. That's another thing. If Cobb Vanth is so smart, how did he not know to like engrave his name into that? He didn't know how to do that. He didn't know how to use the knee missiles. Like there were obvious things that he didn't know how to use.
Really. Why didn't he engrave his name into the armor?
Yeah,
Why
but
doesn't Din have his name engraved in his armor? Why doesn't anyone have their name engraved in armor?
Boba does.
Where?
He has the thing. He pressed at the end of the episode and it's like, here's my name right
That's
here.
the chain code, not the name.
Yeah, it's the chain code. It's the chain code. Cobb could have done that.
That's put into the armor by the person who first wears it.
Cobb could have done that. Cobb could have
Oh my
figured that
god!
out.
Now that we're talking about the tragedy, I remember the tragedy that was Star Wars TikTok when they found out Jango was a foundling. Oh, does that mean Jango was a Mandalorian? No, no, he wasn't. Guess what? Guess what? Did Jango ever get to get basically brought into the Mandalorians? Nope. Because you know why? They all died.
Yeah, that's
And then
Clone
people,
Wars. The Clone Wars, they said no, and
yeah, that's the thing. Is like, dude, stick to the story.
well, technically, if it's a Foundling, it's just a Foundling. Like,
Yeah,
do you consider Grogu a Mandalorian?
yeah, and
This is the thing. I want the end of the Mandalorian to either be Grogu or Din sitting on the throne. I just want Grogu to have a baby Mando helmet
well, that's the thing. Is like,
because I don't think Grogu's journey is to be a Jedi. I think
I
Luke's
don't
gonna
either.
short. I think Luke's gonna shortly realize that and be like, "Yeah, this kid. I think it's Din.
But you know, I also think we're
I
talking about
think
the Bad Batch, and I wanted to bring this up. And now that we're talking about the Mandalorian, I think it's also relevant. Say because we talked about it a little bit with Book of Boba Fett. Who are they going to kill off in the Bad Batch, and are they going to kill Din for the Mandalorian?
okay. So let's answer this. Nobody's gonna die in the first season of the Bad Batch.
Yep, agree.
Probably second season. I could see somebody like Wrecker biting the bullet.
Eh, I think Echo or Tech.
They can't. They're not gonna kill Echo. They
Really?
can't.
Because the
No,
thing is like, what do
because
you
we've
do
seen his
with
death
all of
already.
the? What do you do with all of these characters who don't show up in Rebels, don't show up in the original
Well,
trilogy,
they're all
don't?
gonna die at some point. They're all gonna die.
But like, do you really leave a character like Echo or
Even
Hunt?
Omega.
Yeah, like Omega. Omega, I can see her living on throughout the show, but like someone like Tech, what
No.
are they going to do with him? Are they really going to kill him off in like a comic or a
Okay, so
book?
I'm gonna say this: the first death will be Wrecker. Has to be. Always the
Uh,
big guy.
I think it's either going to be Echo or Tech.
Echo will be one of the last because they're not just. If they do that, I will riot. They're not gonna do
The
that to the
the
Domino
reason
Squad again.
the reason why I think it's going to be Echo or Tech is because they're two smart people. So killing one of them off isn't going to do
So
much.
Tech. So Tech. They won't kill Echo. Tech.
Echo or Tech, one of the two.
Tech. It's gonna be Tech. And Din.
He
Din's got a
we have to
Din's
have
got a
good
lot of story
reason.
left. Din's
We
got a
have to
lot of
have
story left.
But we have to have good reason why he wasn't present during the sequels, other than his character wasn't a thing yet.
Um,
Because like we,
he's on.
that was the
He's the
thing is
make
with
leader.
Ahsoka is
Make him
what.
the leader. Make him the leader of Mandalore. He's just out of the
Well,
con. It doesn't care.
well, no, that's the thing is like with Ahsoka. At first, what she just walked away. That was the end of her story. But then, of course, we circled back with the Ahsoka book, and then, of course, we circled back with Clone Wars, and we found out, oh, she was
I think
present
that.
during the events of Revenge
I
of the Sith,
yeah.
but just off
I think
screen.
yeah. I think Din's story is pretty easy to say. It's just like he's on Mandalore. He's just the leader of Mandalore now,
Yeah, but it's like
or he's
that's
already dead.
that's boring. That's boring.
I
Like,
don't need to. I don't need to see if because I don't need to see Din. Like I don't need like him to be like, yeah, he's in the Rise of Skywalker. He's in the ship. Stupid. No, just
well,
have Din on Mandalore.
no, it's like with a character like Din Djarin, you have to see him die. If they kill him off in a book, if you see him off in a comic, or kill him off in a comic,
Oh,
that's going to cause
no.
problem.
I don't think Din's gonna die.
I feel like he has to die. That's the thing. Like people like Grogu, I don't think Grogu will die.
I think Grogu is the future of Star Wars.
Exactly. I don't think Omega will die.
Okay, let's go back to the Bad Batch, I guess. Then, what do you think they do with her then?
Dude, it's a weird thing because she doesn't join the rebellion as far as we know. Like, does she just hide out? Because the thing is like, yeah, she'll have accelerated growing. So like maybe in like if it goes to season 3, you can kill her off because she'll be of like a physical age of like
Think that,
20 or
I
25 or
think
whatever.
that's really dark, though, for a kids show to kill off the kid character. That's where I get And Dave's been known to, he's like, yeah, these characters, they're never gonna die, man. They're never gonna die.
I
But
mean,
that's
at Kanan,
Kanan's makes sense.
yeah, same thing. Kill off Echo.
But he's
It'll
it.
make sense.
I hate you. Hate you. Hate you. I have such an attachment to that character, the
I know
Domino's
you
blood
do.
engine.
That's why he needs to die.
Okay. Yeah, no, but uh it's gonna be tough for kids to have to see.
Yeah.
Omega will probably become a fan favorite. See
Mm,
a
but
kid die.
it's also like I don't think Hunter will die. I don't think Omega will die. The
So what do you do with
others,
them?
the others are disposable. As bad as that sounds,
That's bad. Yeah.
Crosshair's gonna die.
I will say, you know who the Bad Batch kind of remind me of? They're
Who?
like the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say
Just a
so.
ragtag group of people.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Bad Batch was something that not a lot of people were confident in. I mean,
Guardians.
more so than Guardians was. Guardians had like no confidence at all. People were like, "Don't know who these people are. We'll watch it though." And then
And
Guardians
it's great.
Guardians
It's
became one of
probably
the
in my
most
top
beloved
5.
movies. Oh, it's
Top
my
5 I've seen.
number 2, only
The
behind
music.
Winter Soldier. I mean, it really is like that because I didn't have faith in the Bad Batch. I don't think it would do good as a show. I think people would just call it Clone Wars
I'm good.
Season 8.
I'm gonna say this: the Bad Batch has the best opening episodes of either the Clone Wars or
Uh,
Rebels, and
I thought you were going to say it had the best opening theme. I was going to say, yep, I'm jumping through the monitor and strangling you.
because
Clone Wars will
I'm
always
gonna
be
say
better.
this, the Clone War or Bad Batch, the Bad Batch's first couple of episodes are eons better than what I saw for Rebels. Eons. And listen, as much as I love the Clone Wars, what is the first episode? Oh, the Yoda one with the 3 clones. That one's solid. And then we have the Malevolence. That one's decent, but the Bad Batch, they're finally nailing it.
But
It's
guess
taken.
what? Jedi Knight is better than the Bad Batch. How do you feel about that?
No, I disagree.
Yo, what?
Okay, so
Are we
you have
gonna
any
have to get into a
predictions?
debate here?
No.
No.
Do you have any predictions for next week? We're gonna wrap this up here. Predictions for next week.
Predictions. The thing is episode 1 left us off with like a pretty good idea of what was going to happen. There was none of that for this episode. There was no, all right, we're going to go here next. Which I will say, to go back to our repeated plot lines, I'm happy they didn't do one where we need to go to one planet to get some information to find out to go to another planet to go get more information. So I like that, but I don't think this is going to be crosshair focused, honestly. I think this is going to be Bad Batch focused, like the new Core 5.
Well, no. Well, I think Crosshair will have a big focus, and I definitely think, and I also think that this will be the first episode that we focus more on one specific member of the Bad Batch. Still having the Hunter and Omega dynamic, but I think the show now has to start differentiating itself even more because I think we've gotten to the point now where Hunter realizes he's got to be a parent, and we did that quicker than Din does in The Mandalorian. So I think the next episode, I don't know what character it's going to focus on. Going to focus on a different character from the Bad Batch, and I think the Bad Batch are going to have to realize that they're going to have to become mercenaries. They can't be in that clone armor. They got to take it off.
Which also, before I get into my predictions, don't we see Coruscant in one of the trailers? Like,
we do see an underworld type of
yeah.
thing. So
I don't think we see that till later on. But
it would be weird for them to go to Coruscant, but it could work.
Man, it's just so hard to like make predictions for this episode. It literally felt like a conclusion to the season, honestly.
I know what you're saying, yeah.
I do think this is going to be a centered episode about one of the clones, probably Echo or Hunter, and of course Omega by association with Hunter. I don't know. It's just so hard because we know we're going to see Zygeria later on. We're going to see Rex eventually, potentially Raka.
I
Uh,
guess I guess your prediction is that we don't see anyone of significance.
yeah, I wouldn't say till later on. Nowhere, no one, and nowhere of significance.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
we.
but
Well, here's
yeah.
the thing: is because you said they have to hang up the armor. We know later on when they go to Zygeria, they're wearing their armor still. So
Oh, so well, then maybe I'm wrong. Actually, this episode they get stuck on a moon. They're stuck
yeah,
on a desolate moon. Trying to think of famous moons we know.
could
Okay,
could it be in Zygeria? Like, could it be in the Zygeria system? Or
maybe
I don't think we see Zygeria anytime soon, though. Maybe towards the end of the season.
because Fennec. So Fennec is on Pantora
Yeah,
with the Pantorans. Rex is on some type of shipyard planet,
well, there
probably
might.
Braca.
Yeah,
I think this is just something we haven't seen yet.
yeah. I think this is too hard to get like anything from trailers or anything from leading off from the last episode. So I don't think we're gonna go to anywhere like major, see anyone major. So I think it's probably just gonna be another like chilled, laid back episode like this week was.
Yeah, so but I think it would make sense that we start to because we left Crosshair, so I think we got to see more of him. We
Yep.
got to flesh him out a little bit more. And I don't like Crosshair. He's gonna get what he's gonna deserve, but I like his
Yep.
character development.
Do you think we'll see Tarkin in the next episode though? I feel like if we see
Uh,
Crosshair, we have to see Tarkin though.
Maybe, and by the end of the show, we're gonna start to see the clones fleshed out.
Yep.
By the end of the
Uh,
first season,
do you think we'll see stormtroopers during this show?
towards probably season 2,
Okay. What do
end
you
of
what do you
season 1.
got? What do you got for your predictions?
Again, I think Crosshair's team is formed, and I'm really interested because I think that these other clones that they have to be something interesting or somebody we know or something like
Yeah.
that.
So I will say because we know Crosshair gets a team. We see them in the trailer. Isn't one of
Right.
them like a flame trooper?
Yes.
So we know a showdown's gonna happen. I think that's honestly from the finale. If you want my honest prediction about that
Yeah,
clip.
probably.
But yeah, I could go with a Crosshair forming the team.
And I think the Bad Batch, they just get stuck on a moon. They don't know anyone. And I think at some point, uh, the Empire, like we see Crosshair maybe catch up to him or something like that. And I think they like this episode or the third episode is heavily focused on them like understanding that we have to become mercenaries because at some point I think they're going to be like we don't have any money, we have nobody to go to, like we have to find like a way
Yeah.
to make a living.
I mean, again, I don't think they're gonna hang up the armor anytime soon, just because we know that when they
Right.
go to Zygeria, they or near Zygeria, interaction with Zygerians, we know they still have it. We know
which
when
i
they meet
am
Rex
i
that they're
am
gonna still have it. So
which I am really interested to see Zygeria because the Zygerians do pose a threat to the Empire.
yep, they basically own all the slaves of the galaxy. So
Yes.
or a good amount of them.
By the way, that's a great Clone Wars arc. Another great Clone Wars
Yep,
arc.
very underrated.
Yes. All right. I guess that's it. Thank you guys for watching. You guys can find me on TikTok at Hand Me Man, on Twitch, obviously at Hand Me Man, and if you're watching on YouTube at Drew H. You can find my co-host Alex on TikTok at Candy in My Van. Go spam him and tell him to post more. He needs to post
Sorry,
more.
I have my post that I was going to post yesterday in my drafts, but I kept going like this during it.
Okay. Yeah. You need to post reviews for the Bad Batch and stuff.
No, it's too hard because I talk about it on here. I don't like talking. I hated doing my 60-second reviews for WandaVision.
Or you could just what you could do is you could take a clip from here of you talking and post it.
Too much.
That's too much work. Okay, yeah, we will see you Friday May the 14th, where we will talk about season 1, episode 3, replacements uh, of the Bad Batch, and we will talk about all of the stuff that Lucasfilm announces. Nothing. So we will talk about all the leaks,
All the Andor leaks.
all the Andor leaks that we will still be getting most likely. Uh, I am doing my best. I'm just gonna give a hint to get more footage. I know a person, and I am doing my best. I will talk to my co-host about that, but yeah. So yeah. So thank you everybody for watching. Maybe I have some exclusive footage next week. We will see. So everyone, have a nice night and peace.